Hi everybody, I'm Kirsty Meakin from Naio Nails. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do a design that I did on Instagram. We will put the picture up now. And there's the picture. So I'm going to show you how I did it because a lot of people ask me and they want to do a tutorial, and so we're going to do it today. Let's go. I'm going to work on a tip today. On the Instagram video, we did it on a sculpted nail. So I sculpted out a clear base first of all. But this time we're going to work on a tip. So imagine that I've already sculpted out a clear base. Or it could be a base that's done in natural, or it could be done in anything really, as long as it's acrylic or hard gel. These are what I am going to use. So they're all little triangles. I'm going to use these ones there because I love them. Colours that I used on Instagram were more like these two. Now in this collection, you've got loads of triangles. The only shape that is different is this one because these are a diamond shape. But the fitting of them will be the same. You'll understand that when I start to lay them out. But what I want to do first is lay down a background colour. Now you could do this in acrylic, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do something quite quick, and you could do this on top of acrylic. So you've got your thin layer of acrylic. Imagine this is your thin layer of acrylic, and yes, we're going to actually top coat on the acrylic. You can mix gel polish and gel with acrylic, so don't be scared. Sponge applicator, and they come in the kit. Look at this. So these are the flakes. These are chrome flakes. Do not blow, sneeze or cough over the flakes because they will go pew everywhere. You're going to pick them up and you're going to press them into the top coat. So this top coat is cured and it will stick really nice. So just tap it on. And I'm going to give it a bit of a rub to burnish it in. And I'm going to do 2 coats of that. So I'll do another top coat. And then we'll do another layer just to make it more intense. Oh, it's a bit gorgeous anyway, isn't it? Look at that. So that's top coat. In the lamp. Right, so next, I told you we're going to buff it. So you're just going to lightly buff that. So you're just abrasing that top coat. Because what we're going to use next is Acrygel. So the Acrygel will stick to the top coat really well now. If you were doing this on a natural nail, then you'd put a base coat down first of all. But if you're doing it straight on the top of, you know, buffed acrylic when you very first start, you'll buff it, your acrylic, you'll put your top coat on, cure that, put your chrome, top coat, cure that, put your chrome flakes, top coat, buff, then we'll move on. You can do this without any colour underneath, so you don't have to do this process, but I just want a little bit of colour underneath. So because I'm using Acrygel, I need some gel residue wipe-off solution in a little dampened dish. I need a gel brush. And I've got my spatula. Squeeze out some Acrygel. You won't need too much. I might even end up taking some of that off. Because what we're going to do now is apply this.
Just come upstage a bit.
We're going to apply this very thinly over the entire nail. And this is going to create our adhesion for the little triangles we're going to put on. And I'm using the Acrygel because, oh, I can't believe I squeezed out the perfect amount. My God, I'm getting good at this.
It's only took 6 months.
So we've got that thin layer. Like I was just going to say before I got excited that I'd use the right amount. I'm using Acrygel instead of acrylic or glue because I can pop these little gorgeous triangles on without the product moving, without anything sliding around. So it's a great product for that. I'm going to tip some of these out into my lid. So you're going to get your triangles, and I always like to start at the top by the cuticle because that is going to be your hardest area to get nice and neat. So I like to start there, and then what you're going to do is go all the way across, putting them quite close to each other. I would definitely say the hardest thing about doing this is picking these up the correct way, because at the minute that's upside down, just flip it over. There we are. So I'm going to go across here. Then what I'm going to do is fit the next row between. So can you see that? So it's kind of like tiling. Oh, I would have made a good tiler. So you can see how it tiles together. So the next row will be this way. So you're sort of mirroring what's on top there. This is the only way that you can make everything fit together, just like tiles do. And I'm going to do this all the way down to continue it.
What happens when you get to the edges though?
Oh,
like where it tapers?
You'll see.
Oh, yeah.
Little.
So what we're going to do now is, see these gaps here? I'm going to show you how to fill in those little gaps. So what you're going to do is, if you get your cuticle nippers or scissors, but I find it easier to just use cuticle nippers. And you're going to look at the space that you have, and then you can cut these little diamonds. So the bits you've cut, you can just continue that tiling, just like you do when you tile.
So what do you use for grouting?
Wow, the grouting is the Acrygel.
Oh, okay.
I love, 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 love that. Right, what we're going to do is pop that in the lamp. Don't worry about it curing, because everything will cure, because there's all those tiny bits of Acrygel all in between the tiled triangles. And this is where we put them away, so we don't knock them over. Now, if you want to have that textured look, you could leave it like that and have that textured look. But what I did on the Instagram post is I encapsulated it with clear acrylic, so it lasts a lot longer. So that's what I'm going to do now.
People are going to ask where you got that from, Kirsty.
Well, let me tell you where I've had this little dampen dish from. Now, there is a charity called Douglas Macmillan that probably lots of you have heard about. And I went into the charity shop and I saw this. I love charity shops for little glass things like that. Love them. And it was like £2. It's lovely, isn't it? I'm going to use max adhesion so I can go a little bit slower. I don't want to rush this. So I'm going to pick up a nice big bead, going really low into that pot. Straight on. Clean my brush. And we're going to encapsulate. So chase down product, just teasing it down the nail. Right, so once that's set, I'm going to file. And then I'm going to top coat so you can see all the facets of the little triangles. And I love how they catch the light.
It's weird because they still look 3D, but they don't look 3D at the same time. It's
Yeah.
really weird.
It's like I said, you could just leave it textured and not, you know, encapsulate them, but this just makes them last a lot, you know, a little bit longer. Oh, let's pop it in the lamp. Yeah, it looks like you could feel it and you would feel the texture of it, doesn't it?
But it's completely flat.
Yeah. It's really cool. I love it. It's so cool.
So if you weren't going to encapsulate it, how would you secure them on maybe a bit more? Maybe a bit of top coat?
Yeah, so like when we did that, we laid them into the Acrygel. You could, if you want that textured look, just put a thin layer of the Urban Graffiti top coat on, and that'll secure them on. I just think this is a little bit more robust, so if you have got an occupation where you do a lot with your hands, then this would last a little bit longer. But I still think putting the top coat on will still last, you know, that 2 to 3 weeks before you have your infill. It kind of messes with your eyes. I find it a little bit hypnotic.
It is very cool.
There you are, guys. Hope you've enjoyed that video. Have a little play around, see what you can come up with. Because you can actually use this kind of technique to just do like a French chevron, or you could just fill the back area, or you can just dot them around in a design that would look pretty cool as well. In the description box you will find this little collection, and you can just hit that link and it'll take you straight to the website if you want to have a little look at them. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram. If you want to look at the original picture of the ones I did, it's on my Instagram, which is Kirsty Micken. And I'll see you in the next video, so please keep watching. Bye-bye.
Lush.
Go and go and put them on with glue.